Hello and welcome, gorgeous Aries, to your January 22nd through 28th reading. We are jumping right in and we're going to look at your general energies for the upcoming week, your recent past. I don't want to do reversals. We'll talk about it. Your recent past, the upcoming future, where you are currently. And wow, Aries, you've got a lot of major arcana here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this content. But what I'm sensing here is you're in the middle of, you've recently had some sort of epiphany where you just are seeing a lot more clearly than you have been in the past. I think in the recent past, there's been a bit of confusion. And you're overcoming this confusion energy, right? With this new idea. You've had a breakthrough. You're coming in as the Judgment card, which Judgment is about like, it's from above. That's Archangel Michael sounding off the horns like, hallelujah, it's all here. We know, like, I'm risen from the dead. I've just gone through death. I'm rebirthed. And I'm now in this place of, I understand now. And it's like this big moment of clarity and vision that you're getting from Creator. And what I also see is this Ace of Pentacles. So you've got the Judgment and the Ace of Pentacles. So it's like, I think this has to do with work. Notice that in the Ace of Pentacles, there's a garden. That garden has to be flowered, seeded, the roots pulled out. And you have to tend to that garden. So this new idea, this new revolutionary breakthrough idea that you've got, this new awakening moment that you've been through right now, that you're feeling right now, it's going to require some work on your part, Aries. You're given a golden opportunity, right? Like a golden gift, and you're in the number 8 year. So this is all about creating your material wealth. It's about building a legacy for yourself, starting something new, and it's a really positive year. We just got out of a 7 year, which is a harder year, and it looks like you're in a really good place. So in your recent past, you have the 2 of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the 5 of Swords. The way I'm reading that intuitively is you kind of recently were in a place where you're like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here and I feel like I've conquered the world. He's got the world in his hands, and it's like all you have to do is step off that ledge and go into this new idea. You've had a breakthrough in your creativity, fiery space. Like you're a fire sign, Aries, and it's like you've been like, okay, you've been given another hand from the divine of like, it's this really feels tied with the Judgment card of, you know, you've been given new inspiration. I feel like this is like a new job offer. Ace of Wands can be a really positive change in your work and in your career. And I feel like you had already felt like in your previous role or whatever you were doing previously, like you had already done everything you needed to do there. And you had almost like overcome all the challenges, obstacles. You had learned everything you needed to learn, and you realized that, you know what, I can do something new. It's time for something new. I need a new wand, and I've learned a lot of wisdom and love. So like you see the lilies and the roses here, those symbolize love and wisdom, and you've learned how from all of the experience you had so far. You've had a lot of life experience here. This is an older man holding the world, like he has conquered the world. The emperor, right? Conquered the world. And he's ready to take on a new adventure. He's like, what's next? And then you got this Ace of Wands. You're like, oh, that's what's next. Like something big has come up into your life, especially paired with the Judgment card. And you've got the 5 of Swords. And so this is actually a strategic card. He is strategically taking the swords from the people that he is fighting against and from the enemy, right? And so it's like you're being really strategic in this new idea, this new approach, right? And so 5 of Swords can also symbolize sometimes for some people separation. And so you maybe have, feel like you've evolved past this, right? Like you've gotten a little too big for whatever it was that you were in, and you've had a recent epiphany. And so right now you're coming up and like, you have a lot of options. Like you kind of feel like, all right, I've got the 2 of Wands. I've completed everything I can in this cycle. And now I'm in this place of I've got a new idea, a new breakthrough, maybe a new job offer or a new business idea. And it could be love. I don't really see a whole lot of love here at all, Aries. I feel like this is about your work, but you're in this place where you've got a lot to choose from. You're spoiled for choice with the Seven of Cups, and you're feeling pretty confident though that you know the one you want. Like this Ace of Pentacles, you feel like that's the one I want. Maybe you're going through a lot of job interviews, but there's one you really hope you're getting, and you're feeling like that one is the one that you want to fertilize and grow and like water the plants and really nurture that thing. And so if it's a new business idea or something like that, that's what I'm feeling, is like you feel very confident, like this is something that's coming from above. It's bigger than you. It's higher than you. It's like your life's purpose, your mission in life. You feel like you finally can do that with this new thing. And it's going to bring you a lot of success and rewards is what I'm hearing. Just because it's paired with that Ace of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity. It's like a lucky coin, right? It's like you look down on the ground and there was the heads up coin, and you're like, that's my luck, right? You're kind of like changing your luck with this, and you're being very strategic with it with the Five of Swords. Now we've got the Seven of Swords, the High Priestess and the Tower coming up in your near future. And so this is like, you're getting even more strategic. Look at him. He's gathered and collected more from the enemy. And a lot of people read this as like deception, but I'm not reading it that way for you. It's like you're again, Judgment and High Priestess is like you're trusting in the divine and your intuition on those pomegranates, which is your abundance, on what you want to do, what you need to do next. You're walking into your path and your purpose. And the Tower means that you're having to let something else die and fall and crumble so that you can rebuild. And so it's almost like you're starting over from scratch. I feel like you again, like that Two of Wands energy, you conquered the world. You had already completed everything you could in that last cycle, in that last job, or even like maybe it's like a certain type of industry, and you're completely changing industries because you feel like you've learned all you can from there, and you're trusting in your intuition. This might be a risky move. Look, he's taking a really strategic risk here. It's called strategic risk taking. You're being very strategic in how you're taking risks, and you're not afraid of this Tower moment. You're not afraid of, the Tower falling down and rebuilding on that, because you know intuitively, High Priestess, that is what you need to do. Now I'm seeing some, there could be some of you who are dealing with someone at work or in your life who is just, maybe you're not trusting. Maybe you're feeling like you've had a recent moment that you can't trust what they tell you, what they say, especially with the Swords energy. You kind of feel like there's a little bit of deceptive energy going on, and you could be dealing with someone who's a bit of a liar, and maybe don't have your best interest at heart, is what I'm hearing. And it's like though, like you've got that intuitive knowing right now. You're feeling very intuitive in this moment, and you may have some some lightning bolt moments where you're like, I see so clearly now. Like, I get it. I know why this happened. I know what I needed to learn from this. I've learned my lesson. And you're getting help from your ancestors, your guides, your spirit helpers, the creator, your archangels. Like, you're getting a lot of help right now is what I'm hearing. And you need to trust in your intuition and what you're hearing. Aries, like you see through it. I feel like you see through the deception and the lies and the bull crap, like you're feeling very much in your element with that Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. Like, you're feeling very much like this is the right path for me. And I know, and I don't want to deal with all this other stuff, right? And so you're just kind of like, I got this. I want to clarify some of these cards for you, because this feels like a job situation, but I want to make sure that we just clarify for you so you feel confident in this reading. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm new to this channel. I've recently had an Ace of Wands moment where I said, you know what, it's time for me to try something new. This has been on my mind for a really long time. And I was in a Seven of Cups energy where I was a little confused and not really sure what to do. What I'm hearing from you, and this happened to me, and so I'm hearing this story in my head. It's like maybe you were at a job and you had a lot of different, it's kind of like that person who always tells you how great you are, and then all of a sudden they give you negative feedback, and you're left really confused because it's out of left field, like it's out of nowhere, and you're like, what is going on? And I feel like you're finally starting to see the bigger picture. Like you're starting to get what's going on with that Judgment card and that High Priestess. Like you're having, like, you've got Ace of Wands, Judgment to High Priestess, which is like massive epiphany, coming from Creator, coming from Spirit. Like you're being told what the truth is, even though it's not fully clear with the Seven of Cups. Like if you were to say this truth to someone else, they may not believe it because it doesn't really look like this, but intuitively you know it's this thing. Like you know what this person or these people are doing. Like you get their strategy. They clearly have some sort of like other agenda and strategy with the Five of Swords and Seven of Swords. Like they've got their own plans and their own strategy, but you're seeing through it. Like cutting through that nonsense, like you see so clearly. And there's going to be a tower moment maybe for some of these people where they're going to have to, you know, kind of reap what you sow. Ace of Pentacles, like Ace of Pentacles, like it's a beautiful gift from Creator. It's a new beginning in work and business. It's a really good card for that. But you have to tend the garden to make it really come to fruition, to manifest it and create it. And so what I'm sensing is that, you know, they're kind of reaping what they're sowing with that tower, right? And so they were being a little deceptive, you know, in their strategy, and now they're having to reap what they sow, and it's creating a tower moment for them. And that's not your monkey, not your circus, right? And so you're just kind of like in this place of, I'm just sitting here on my throne with my intuition, with my pomegranates in the background, with the High Priestess, just like I know where my abundance is, and I know what I'm supposed to do. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? All right, so for the Two of Wands, you've got the Ten of Pentacles. That is one of my favorite cards in the deck because it's all about financial and material fulfillment and abundance. It can be legacy, like it's like Two of Wands to the Ten of Pentacles is like, I'm building a legacy. I'm building something for my future, for my financial stability. And so this next adventure that you're looking out and you're gazing out into the world, you're like, okay, what's next for me so I can create my own life, like my own creation. Okay. So I feel like this new thing you're doing, by the way, is going to lead you to massive financial success. So if you're looking for, you know, financial freedom, that's a lot of that Ten of Pentacles energy where you're feeling like, you know, I need to keep building off of what I've already built with those two wands and move forward into a new thing so that I can get financial freedom and success. And with the Ten of Pentacles, it's like, yeah, that's exactly what you're going to get. Ace of Wands is clarified by the Three of Wands. So this is like a beautiful, beautiful energy of, okay, I'm taking my step now. Like you've got your two wands in the last one. Now you're moving into the Three of Wands where you're moving out. You're moving out of that kind of like stale, I'm not sure what to do. I know I need to do this thing, but I haven't fully taken that step, that leap of faith. The Three of Wands is telling me that you've taken that leap of faith. You're starting to take that leap of faith. You did that maybe in the recent past where you've like tried a new thing, a new idea, a new job, and it's bringing you into a perfect balance. So this triangle is the sign of fire, right? And inside of that is a beautiful collage of beautiful, lots of colors. So you're feeling very vibrant in your creativity right now. You're feeling very in your element. Like this new thing is making you feel that spark of creation. All right, for the Five of Swords, you've got the Six of Pentacles. So this to me tells me that you're being strategic in how you're giving and taking. So you're like, maybe you were in a situation again where people were being a little deceptive. They were making you feel very confused and not sure of like your own abilities and skills. And you're starting to see that's not true. I am good at what I do. And you're not giving more than you're getting back. It's like, I think maybe before you were giving more than you were getting and you were being mistreated a little bit. And now you're like, no, I'm balancing these scales and I'm going to have my harmony. I'm going to have harmony in my life, which is like the Six of Pentacles is like balanced with the pentacles on each side. And so sometimes this can also represent a person or people that are breadcrumbing you. So the other side of Six of Pentacles can be, especially with this Five of Swords, it's like somebody's being a little deceptive in their intentions and their motives with you, and they're just breadcrumbing or gaslighting you. And so I feel like as it goes up to Judgment, and up to 7 of Swords, it's like you're 2 steps ahead of them. Like you see right through it. Notice 5 and 2. So we add 2 more swords. So like you're seeing like they're breadcrumbing, they're gaslighting. You see right through it with Judgment and High Priestess. You're like, I see clearly, and you're getting 2 steps ahead of them. And so you're taking back your swords. Like you're going back and stealing them back, essentially, is what I'm hearing. You're like, no, I'm not doing that. Like that's, yeah, I see you now. I see you now. Whereas before you didn't with that 7 of Cups, you're like, no, I see it. I see it very clearly, and I'm done, you know? Okay, so 7 of Cups is clarified by the 3 of Cups. And so to me, this symbolizes, as it's paired with the 7 of Cups, it's like this is a lot, this is other people. There may be a third party, right? Like there may have been some situation where they were trying to mislead you, and it's like other people are, you know, trying to take you away from the sun, from the light, right? What's your truth, what you know is true. They're trying to confuse you with all these other things, these other ideas, these other things they're saying to you, or things they're making you feel. Maybe they're making you feel like you're not as good as you think you are, right? And that's not true. And so they're trying to divert you from your truth, from what you know is true. And you're in this place now where you're like, I see right through you, Judgment. I see right through the bullshit. I'm not doing this, right? And so with the Judgment, you have the Empress. This means you're like, I am abundant. I am creative. The Empress is a creative. It's ruled by Venus, which is love. I am a loving person. I'm not what you say I am. I'm not what you, like, none of this is true. And so I've had an epiphany or an apostrophe, and I'm going to say, I'm going to go and do what I want. And I'm going to birth a new creation into being. I'm going to create something new out of this. So I'm going to learn my lessons, and I'm going to create something new. I'm not putting up with this, right? Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles is clarified by the 3 of Pentacles. I love this card for the Ace of Pentacles because it tells me that teamwork makes the dream work. And so for you, Aries, it's about, how do I find the right people that I can work with to overcome this mountain and create my Ace of Pentacles, right? The 3 of Pentacles is all about teamwork, but notice how it's like in a triangle, which is the fire sign, right? You're in an element of, I'm going to go create something new, and I'm going to create something masterful. So the 3 of Pentacles is like they're creating something that is art and masterful, and it's a beautiful creation, but they have to work together to do it. And so you're being given this opportunity by Spirit to say, I'm giving you people in your life that can help you overcome this situation. So that's a beautiful energy. All right. The 7 of Swords is clarified by the 8 of Pentacles. Look at this. This is beautiful. So this is a spider web. Now the spider web represents creativity. The spider, a lot of people are scared of spiders. I was my whole life until I found out that spider was one of my power animals. Look at the spider. Spiders create abundance. The spider in like if you look up animal spirit, it's about creating something new, and it's about every spider web looks different, like a different snowflake. And you are, again, 2 steps ahead of them. 2 steps ahead of them. So you're like, no, I'm going to create my web, and I'm going to catch you in all your lies with my web, right? Like I'm catching all of the things that you're throwing out, and I see it, and I'm actually over here building a new web, and I'm getting 2 steps ahead of this whole thing. And so it's like, no, you're out of that, and you're building something that is also very masterful. You're creating art, something that is your art. So art can mean so many things for people, right? My job, I call it my art, but it's not what normal people would call art. And whatever you're skillful at is what your art is, and you're 2 steps ahead of the others who are trying to take what's yours. All right, so the High Priestess is the Son of Pentacles. So this is so beautiful. Remember I said those pomegranates are all about creating abundance. You're in this place of steady wins the race. You're like, I'm 2 steps ahead of you. I'm being strategic, but I'm not letting you see what I'm doing. I'm being a little secretive about what I'm doing. So maybe you're holding things close to the chest, but you're creating something new with that spider web. You're creating a new beginning, whether it's in work. I feel like you might be even doing a passion project or some sort of like new idea that you're not letting everybody else see because you feel like they might take your idea, and you're like, no, I'm 2 steps ahead of you. And so you're just in this place of you're creating something with slow and steady pace. You're trusting in the process, right? With that high priestess, you're keeping things to the chest a little bit. And I feel like you're really working on building a financial security, and you're not feeling secure with the people around you, but you're, again, I'm going to say it again, you're 2 steps ahead of them. You are 2 steps ahead of them, and you're not afraid to take your time in getting what you want. You are being very, very smart and intelligent because you're being guided by Creator to do this new thing. All right, let's clarify the Tower. Let's see what the Tower. All right, so we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is you've been beat up and bruised. So in the original tarot deck, he has built his Nine of Wands, or he's got them all behind him, 8 of Wands behind him, and he's holding his wand, and he's got like a headband on his head to like symbolize a bruise. Like he's kind of been beaten up and battered. And so with the Tower, I feel like this has been a rough time. You feel a little broken down and exhausted, but you're like taking your wand, you're taking your one wand, and you're moving to the 10 of Wands. You're moving to completion. And so it's like in the original Nine of Wands, the man is standing on the street holding his ninth wand. And I feel like you're holding that gift of inspiration, that new wand that you've been given, and you're taking it and you're moving. You're like not afraid to let the thing crumble and fall so that you can move up the stairs to enlightenment, right? To judgment, to like your new idea. And so you're climbing these stairs, and they've got thorns all in them. And so like you're getting splinters and you're getting battered and bruised, but it's dark down here at the bottom. But once you get to the top, that's where you are. You're at this top where you're like, notice the moon here. And we've got the moon, the same crescent moon on the High Priestess. You're just trusting in your intuition. You're trusting in the divine, like, spark of life, that creative spark, that lightning bolt that's coming into your brain that's saying, this is what I have to do. You're trusting in the process too. You're taking your time climbing those stairs so you can get the least amount of splinters possible, but you're trying to get to that light, that enlightenment. And so you're not afraid to let the tower fall. And I think you should keep going with that. Like don't worry about that tower. That tower is a beautiful thing because that tower is going to bring you to a better state of being. Like it's going to take you into a much better place. So once that tower falls, there's nothing to do but build it up. I live in an apartment building right now where the whole apartment building burned down, and they had to rebuild it. But the rebuilding of it, this apartment has all new appliances, all new, like, beautiful granite countertops, and everybody wanted to move into the new apartment. And that's the story I'm hearing with you. It's like the old building was like 20 years old before it burned down. And now, and so it was like scary, and it was like painful, right? It was a process of getting it rebuilt. Like it was just, everybody had to wait, and it was kind of ugly, eyesore once it was burned down. Everybody was safe, nobody got hurt. But it was just it was not a fun time when it burned down, right? Like somebody had to go and get everybody out, tell everybody to come on, it's burnt, but then once it burned down, we rebuilt the apartment, and everybody wanted to move into this building. Everybody, because it had all the new stuff. Everything was new. Nobody's been there before. Nobody's lived here before. And so we don't have to worry about other people who had lived here. And so I'm in an apartment where no one's lived. No one's experienced it. That's what I'm feeling for you. It's like no one's ever done this before, whatever you're doing. It's like a brand new thing, a brand new idea, Ace of Wands and judgment. And you're just like, I'm not worried about the slow Son of Pentacles. Like, you're not worried about the slow process it's going to take to rebuild and go through the steps, walk up those steps, right? But you know that on the other side, you're going to have a brand new building, right? It's going to be completely new with all new shiny things. It's like your golden ticket, I'm telling you. So your oracle messages for this week, you're stepping into your power. You are strong beyond measure. Look at him holding that wand with that lantern. Like he's in the darkness, but he's holding the wand, and he is walking through the darkness like no matter how, so you notice how these like sticks are all twisty and turny. It's like winter because there's snow. He's cold, but he's going anyway. He's not scared because this is you. You're a boss energy. You're the Aries. You're the emperor in the tarot deck. You are stepping into your power with this new idea. And so don't be afraid. Okay, your next card, Wise Leader. You are a beacon for others. Another fiery card. Look at her holding her fire. She's got those warrior tattoos. So she's like proven herself as a warrior. And so you are a beacon of light to others. Everything you're doing for everybody around you. So all the deception and all the manipulation and the gaslighting and stuff that's happening, it's like you're showing everybody else through the darkness this beacon of hope. You're showing them this new way. Look at that mountain behind her. You're showing them that you've climbed the mountain, you've come down the mountain, you've fought the battles. And so you're being an example for others, and people want to follow you. And that's such an Aries thing, right? Like, you're such an Aries thing. So the last card I have for you is view from above. Get the big picture. And so what the suggestion that your guides want to tell you right now is take a higher perspective. Imagine that you're in a hot air balloon and all the people around you, all the chaos and all the stuff that's going on around you in your daily life, whether it's work, at home, relationships. You need to like literally close your eyes and visualize yourself like you're rising up in a hot air balloon and you're looking down at all the people and you're like, they're all players in a soccer game. Like, remove yourself from the situation completely, especially emotionally, and just look at them as characters. Look at them as playing a game. And that's how you get 2 steps ahead of them with that 7 of Swords. That's how you become even further and more strategic in what you're doing and what you're building and what you're creating. And that's also how you're going to have a better perspective of what's going on and get out of the darkness and walk into that light, right? You're going to walk into the light. No matter, even if the tower's falling, you're still going to be here in this light, right? Everything below you is falling. It's dark. It's a little murky. But for you, you're taking a higher, much higher view from above, and you're seeing the big picture. You're seeing the forest from the trees, as they say. And so Aries, I highly recommend that you close your eyes every time you're feeling that chaos and that tower feeling. Take that higher view from above and get a higher perspective. It's been lovely to read for you, Aries. I'm feeling very passionate right now, so I feel like you must be in a passionate position right now. And so stay in that power. Stay in your power. Have a lovely week. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next week.